Good day, everyone. First, I would like to extend my gratitude to Beyond Books publication, especially to the man behind this summit, to Dr. Leonilo Capulso. Thank you, Doc, for the invitation. And also, I would like to welcome all educators out there from different places, from different countries. Welcome to the third BBP International Multidisciplinary Research Conference. To those who will have their demo teaching this day, good luck. And to all those will be recipients of the Global Leaders and Global Educators Awards, have my congratulations in advance. I just hope that those awards will motivate you more, to be more, to do more, and to be the best version of yourself. So please allow me now to continue. So the title of my presentation is School Leadership and Management in Diverse Settings. By the way, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Dr. Archie Dizon. I'm the high school principal of Colegio Santo Domingo Educational Foundation, Inc., located in Brookside Hills, Cainta, Rizal, and also the chairperson for academic affairs of Golden Sunbeams Christian School, located in Antipolo City, and a private schools accreditation consultant. All right. So let's talk about school leadership and management. So talking about school leadership and management, we are talking about skills. We are talking also about knowledge. We are also talking about execution, planning, organizing, and the likes, the principle of educational leadership and management. And the school leadership and management are being tested day by day, especially for our school heads, for our school leaders. Now that we are in the time of pandemic, our leadership and management skills are being tested. But not only in the time of pandemic, I hope it is clear to everyone that with or without pandemic, we have to be reflective so that we become creative. And when we become creative, we also become innovative. And when we become innovative, we become transformative. So a quiet time is necessary for us leaders. A reflection time is very important. A time to reflect is very important. What have I done this day? Am I still on the right track? Am I still updated? Am I still creative? Am I still critical, and the likes? Right? So according to Bush in 2010, the quality of leadership makes a significant difference to school and student outcomes. We always have to ask ourselves, who am I as a school head, as a principal, as an education leader, as an educator? Those questions are necessary. But the top question that we should always be asking ourselves is, who am I as a person? Because the kind of personality that you have as a person greatly or significantly impacts the kind of atmosphere or the kind of community that that can be or that should be established as an institution. Leadership involves a social influence process whereby intentional influence is exerted by one person or group over other people or groups. So as leaders, whatever we do, whatever we say, we always have to be extra careful because it can either make or break the group. No, you just don't know how powerful our words and our actions are. That's why we always have to be extra careful, because more than anything else, it's a social influence, it's an intentional influence. So let's talk about the 4 traits to success from McCall and Lombardo in 1983. First is emotional stability and composure. That's very important sa ating mga leaders. Being calm, confident, and predictable, particularly when under stress, especially now that the Department of Education encourages not only the public schools but also the private schools to apply for a limited for a conduct of limited face-to-face classes for pilot testing, no? uh, there are schools na under pressure talaga, lalo na mga principals, because there are too many things that we have to consider, that we have to prepare. So we have to remain composed kahit gaano kahirap, kahit gaano nakakapagod. No, I just hope that you are all in good conditions, by the way. So that's very important as leaders. Kasi pag napapagod, mas madaling uminit ang ulo. At pag mas madaling uminit ang ulo, maraming kaaway. Pag maraming kaaway, walang na-accomplish. Alright? So admitting error, there is nothing wrong. No, there is nothing wrong. It's inevitable. No, it's just normal that as leaders we commit mistakes, we commit errors. But what's important is what do we do with those errors? Owning up to mistakes rather than putting energy into covering up. No, because an error or a mistake cannot be corrected if we keep on covering it up. We have to admit it and we have to stand where we fell. And I think there's nothing wrong in saying, I'm sorry, babawi ako. Good interpersonal skills, that's very important because we deal with people, we deal with human beings with emotions, with feelings, with different baggages, emotional baggages, so that we always have to consider. And having good interpersonal skills would mean a lot. It's being able to communicate and persuade others without resorting to negative or coercive tactics. No, so napaka-importante sa ating mga leaders na marunong tayong makipag-usap, marunong makipagkapwa-tao, na marunong makisalamuha, marunong makinig, marunong magpaliwanag, marunong kumumbinse, no? Right? Then intellectual breadth, being able to understand a wide range of areas rather than having a narrow-minded area of expertise, because no one has the monopoly of truth and intelligence. That we always have to put into considerations that I do not know everything. Though I am a leader, I do not know everything. I need people around me. I can lead them, but it does not mean that I know everything. I hope that is one of the major principles that we have as leaders, know that we do not know everything under the sun. So we also have the 5 types of leadership styles. Where do you categorize yourself? We have the laissez-faire, the autocratic, participative, transactional, and transformational. May mga nagtanong sa akin before sa isang plenary talk, ang sabi, Sir, pwede ba na minsan laissez-faire yung nandun ako sa laissez-faire, minsan nasa autocratic? Yes, of course, no? So as leaders, hindi naman necessary that we just exercise one leadership style, or we just put emphasis on one leadership style lang. No, there are circumstances that we have to be like this. There are some circumstances that we have to be like that. So meaning to say, as leaders, we always have to be flexible. We also know what leadership style should you use in order for you to facilitate something, to navigate something, to execute something, and the likes. Hoy and Smith in 2007 theorized that the single most important factor in school effectiveness is the principal, because you are the leader. That is very given. This statement depicts the need for leaders to recognize their leadership style and have an understanding of how vastly important it is to do the overall effectiveness of their school. The leadership styles that are predominantly enacted by the school administrators play an integral role in the functioning of all aspects of the school. So as principals, we also have to be strategic whenever we want something to be achieved. How do we carry out this particular plan? How do I go about staffing? How do I organize my team? So we have to be strategic. So there also we have to put into considerations the kind of leadership style that we should be using for that particular effect. Importance of change on school culture. Sabi nila, nothing is permanent except change. And if there's change, there's growth. Constantly, timely change is vital to the survival of any modern day organization. In education, we are constantly looking for better ways to do things and to meet the needs of our students. A positive school culture and an openness to change contribute greatly to the organizational effectiveness of a school. Without change, there is no growth. That we always have to consider. That as leaders, we should always be welcoming to change. Hindi pwede yung, yan yung ginawa last year, yan na lang uli. Yung mga bagay na nakasanayan. Kasi pag lagi tayo nasa comfort zone, oo, madali, pero walang pagbabago, walang paglago. At dahil walang paglago, walang sabihin na nating kabuluhan, dahil maraming nasayang lang na panahon na kung saan dapat mas marami pa tayong naisip, mas marami pa tayong naplano, at mas marami pa tayong nagawa. Right. An essential attribute of effective leadership is the ability to lead through a culture of change. Katulad ng nangyari ngayon, na from the usual face-to-face, nagkaroon ng transition to online, to modular, or the distance learning education. Now, little by little, ini-introduce na uli ang face-to-face, no, face-to-face learning. So, as leaders, we have to be resilient. That in spite and despite of what's going on, in spite of the many changes that are taking place, we can still lead. Leading through a culture of change. One of the major issues facing our schools today is that of educational reform. To find better ways to do things, transformational leaders continually challenge their staff. But dapat sa atin muna magsimula. We always have to challenge ourselves first before challenging others. No, because only when we are challenged, we become creative, we become innovative. One of the methods that many transformational leaders implement in this regard is to increase the diversity of the workforce and allow for more of a collaborative approach. Napakaganda na sa isang institution, hindi kayo pare-pareho ng alam. Napakaganda na sa isang institution, iba-iba kayo ng kayang gawin. Kasi kung iba-iba kayo ng kayang gawin, mas marami kayong kayang gawin at mas marami kayong kayang i-produce. Functionalist studies of culture offer the promise to the delight of many managers that a strong culture, one that generates much consensus among employees of an organization. Yan ang sabi ko kanina, as leaders, we do not know everything under the sun. We need people. We need their expertise. We need their talents. We need their skills. We need their knowledge. We need them as they are, right? So talking about diversity in the workplace, diversity is all about acknowledging, understanding, accepting, and valuing differences among people with respect to age, class, race, ethnicity, gender, disabilities, etc. So diversity is very important in an academic institution. Even in all companies, that's very important. Imagine a place na pare-pareho lang kayo ng alam. Ano ang pwede mo pang malaman kung pare-pareho naman kayo ng alam? Ano pa yung pwede mong matutunan? And also, regardless of age, class, race, ethnicity, gender, disabilities, etc. So it's all about acknowledgement. It's all about understanding, accepting, and valuing. So isa rin naman yan sa tinuturo natin sa mga bata to not only tolerate but also accept, understand, value, no, diversity, no, because at the end of the day we belong in one race, and that is the human race, right? So I hope even in an academic institution that is always highlighted or giving too much emphasis. Benefits of diversity in the workplace can reduce lawsuits and increase marketing opportunities, recruitment, creativity, and business image. In an era when flexibility and creativity are keys to competitiveness, diversity is critical for an organization's success. Siya itong kayang gawin, at siya itong kayang gawin, ikaw yan ang kaya mong gawin. Put all those together and you'll be able to see a masterpiece. Right? So as leaders, we should always be welcoming. No, we should embrace diversity, right? That people are heard, people are valued, no, they are acknowledged. So there are just some challenges talking about diversity. Managing diversity is more than simply acknowledging differences in people. It involves recognizing the value of differences, combating discrimination, and promoting inclusiveness. Napakaganda ng culture ng regardless of your skin color, regardless of who you are, the family where you are coming from, you are being heard, you are being valued, you are being acknowledged. No? So negative attitudes and behaviors can be barriers to organizational diversity because they can harm working relationships. So negative attitudes also and behaviors in the workplace includes prejudice, stereotyping, and discrimination, which should never be used by management for hiring, retention, and termination practices. So I know na meron tayong mga personal biases, but as leaders, as much as we could, we have to avoid that, especially when we want our institution to succeed or to reach its greater height. So talking about the required tools for managing diversity, managers must understand discrimination and its consequences. Second, managers must recognize their own cultural biases and prejudices, right? So diversity is not about differences among groups, but rather about differences among individuals. So yan siya. I understand you, I accept you, I'll listen to you, I'll recognize you, I'll value you. Because when people feel valued, they can do more things. They become more productive. So I just hope that regardless of our personal biases, we lead people in accordance to the principle of education, in accordance to where we really want to see our school someday, in accordance to the principle para sa bata, para sa bayan. Managers must be willing to change the organization if necessary. Organizations need to learn how to manage diversity in the workplace to be successful in the future. So I hope that we put all of this into considerations. Managing diversity is a comprehensive process. An effective manager should focus on personal awareness. Managers should expect change to be slow, while at the same time encouraging change. So kaya nang sabi ko, change does not come after the night. It is not an overnight process. When we talk about change, we are also talking about people, and there are also people in our company, in our institution na hindi ganon kabilis mag-manage ng change, that we also have to understand. No, dahil iba-iba tayo rin ng coping mechanism when it comes to different circumstances, particularly change. So to finally close this short plenary talk, a diverse workforce is a reflection of a changing world in a marketplace. So I just hope that regardless of our personal biases, regardless of the color of our skin, regardless of our age, of our gender, of our political stand, we continue to lead, we continue to initiate change, we continue to do more and to be more, regardless of the circumstances, whether there's a global pandemic or none. Change is necessary because when there's change, there's growth. So thank you everyone for being with us this this morning. Thank you BBB for the invitation. More power. Thank you.